Leadership is hard, but we're here for you. Thanks for taking a few minutes to tune in to our new podcast, Growth Beyond Limits, the podcast for leaders. My name is Sean Frederick, founder of Frederick Solutions, LLC, and I'll be your host. Growth Beyond Limits is focused on discussing leadership experiences from real leaders in various industries and job sectors. We also want to hear from our listeners. Every seventh episode of Growth Beyond Limits is going to be dedicated to responding to your feedback. So don't hold back. We want to hear from you. Your input will help shape future episodes so the discussions will always be relevant and focused on our viewers' needs. Leadership is hard, but we're here for you. So check in every week for new discussions or to learn new tools and tips from leaders like you doing the hard work day by day. No theory, no guessing, no nonsense, just leadership that works. We'll be discussing current affairs in leadership like the impacts of artificial intelligence, burnout, balancing remote and hybrid work, and crisis decision-making. Along with leadership topics, we'll also be talking about resilience because it's hard to be an effective leader without being resilient. Anyone in leadership will tell you that it's challenging and that it's rewarding. After 30 years of leadership roles ranging from the front line to the C-suite, I call the opportunity to lead a privilege. That being said, it can be a burden for those who are unprepared for what comes with a position of authority. The challenge of adjusting to an expanding scope of responsibilities can be overwhelming. That's why being a resilient leader is important. Being a resilient leader is about much more than simply bouncing back from adversity, but a set of skills that can be developed to increase resilience in the leader, allowing them to be successful despite adversity. We'll discuss how vision, composure, reasoning, maintaining your health, tenacity, and collaboration all work together to impact resilience. But for now, let's start with a very familiar topic. Let's talk about the newly promoted leader. So let's just ask the question, why so often do new leaders fail? And what can we do to help them to succeed? Understanding the pitfalls and strategies for effective leadership is a transformative responsibility, a role that comes with high stakes and immense opportunities. Yet many new leaders stumble in their early days, often leading to underperformance, loss of credibility, or even failure. Understanding the reasons behind these failures and adopting proactive strategies can make the difference between thriving and floundering as a leader. So, again, why do new leaders fail? Well, first, lack of clarity and role expectations. One of the reasons new leaders fail is the lack of clarity in their responsibilities and expectations. Leadership often requires a shift from task-oriented roles to strategic decision-making. But without clear guidance, many leaders remain anchored in their previous operational mindset. This misalignment creates confusion both for the leader and their teams. Next, we have poor relationship building. Leadership is fundamentally relational. New leaders who fail to invest in building trust and rapport with their teams often face resistance or disengagement. Without strong relationships, collaboration diminishes, and the leader may struggle to influence others effectively. And of course, one that I'm sure we've all seen, which is overemphasis on authority. Inexperienced leaders sometimes equate leadership with asserting authority, and this can lead to micromanagement, inflexibility, or failure to empower others. Over time, this approach can alienate team members and stifle creativity and innovation. Insufficient self-awareness. Self-awareness is the cornerstone of effective leadership. Leaders who are unaware of their strengths, weaknesses, and blind spots risk making decisions that are poorly informed or unbalanced. Furthermore, a lack of self-awareness can hinder a leader's ability to accept feedback and adapt to challenges. And then neglecting organizational culture. Every organization has a unique culture shaped by its history, its values, and of course, its people. New leaders who disregard or fail to adapt to this culture often find themselves at odds with their teams and the organization as a whole. This cultural disconnect can lead to miscommunication, mistrust, and ultimately failure. So, how about steps that would allow a new leader to succeed? Well, let's start with aligning with organizational vision and culture. To succeed, leaders must deeply understand the organization's mission, values, and culture. This alignment ensures that decisions and actions resonate with the broader goals of the organization. Leaders can achieve this by engaging in discussions with senior leaders to understand the strategic vision, observing and respecting cultural norms and dynamics within the team, balancing their unique leadership style with the organizational ethos, build trust and foster relationships. Establishing trust is foundational to effective leadership. Leaders should prioritize creating genuine connections with their teams. This involves active listening and empathizing with team members' concerns and aspirations, delivering on promises to demonstrate reliability and consistency, and recognizing and celebrating individual and team achievements to boost morale. Building trust takes time, but the dividends it pays in engagement and loyalty are priceless. Focus on personal development and adaptability. Leadership is not static. It requires continuous growth and adaptability. Successful leaders commit to their own development, staying open to learning and change. To do this, seek mentorship or coaching to gain perspective and guidance. Actively solicit feedback from peers, superiors, and team members and act on it. Stay informed about industry trends and best practices to remain relevant and competent. For the newly promoted leaders out there, congratulations and welcome to the next level. I hope you find your new position fulfilling and that you find creative ways to positively influence your workplace and the work lives of those you serve. Regardless of your leadership style, serving those in your charge will be key to your success. It isn't about you anymore. You'll be measured by how effective you are in leading your team towards mission accomplishment. I can promise you, there will be many peaks and valleys along the way. It was Winston Churchill who said, "Success is not final. Failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts." As a leader, you'll soon learn that continuous learning is a must. And trust me, each day you'll be presented with the opportunity to learn something new. Leadership is hard work, but you'll get out of it what you put into each day. So for those seasoned listeners out there, have you ever been promoted into a new leadership role without any preparation for that role? If so, let us know. We want to hear from you. What steps did you take to set expectations with staff and your senior leaders? What worked and what didn't? Remember, all of your feedback will be instrumental in how we move towards that 7th episode. Thanks for listening, and be sure to tune in to our next episode on leadership styles and why you need more than one to be successful. Take care.